Hello everyone, I am back. And to show you what we've been doing, we are putting on what is hopefully the last coat of epoxy onto the back hatch. There's some areas that we haven't covered yet because the epoxy is really viscous. It flows too easy. And so we've been orienting the part to where we can do flat sections at a time. This section right here couldn't be flat. The rest of it looks like it though. So that section and this section right here need to be done. We've been doing the same thing with the mirrors. So you can see that we've got it pretty flat, a little bit of sanding, and that should be sufficient. And then we're going to clear coat everything. So we just need to get it flat enough that the clear coat will cover anything. All right, that's what we've done here. The rest of the work is back here in the back of the shop. You have to excuse the noise next door. They're doing body work, apparently a lot of sanding. They were pounding earlier. So this is the back section of the car. And from last time, assembled the mold, put PVA on it, polyvinyl alcohol as a barrier to keep the parts from sticking to the mold, and then put clear gel coat on top of that. It had to cure about 6 hours. We did it overnight, so I don't know exactly how long. But they say to let it cure until it's no longer tacky. And of course, did it last night, and then this morning it was not tacky. One of the issues, if you watch my other video, was bugs got in it. I didn't think, well, we tried to dig one bug out right after it landed. And it came out, but its legs didn't. And it took quite a while to get the legs out of it. So I said, we'll go ahead and let them land. And then tomorrow, they'll just be on the surface and they'll be easy to get out. Well, come to find out, that wasn't true at all. They actually dig themselves into the gel coat. So I was able to get the body off of this one, but you can see its legs are still there. And there were about 4 of them on here. I actually damaged the clear coat trying to dig. First I thought I could just scrape it off with a razor blade. Ended up pulling up a small spot, less than a dime size of the gel coat. So I said, nope, not going to do that. So sanded on it. That worked on some cases, but in other cases it also damaged about a dime size on the gel coat. So instead, just left them in there. Made sure I got the body off, and then with the black of the carbon fiber, chances are nobody's going to be able to see those legs. So then we cut our carbon fiber out as a pattern. That took quite a while. I've got paper right here that you use to put down. I got it at Home Depot on the floor so that you don't damage the floor when you're doing work. There's a thicker one and a thinner one. This is a thinner one. I could actually use something even thinner than this, but took it and used clips to hold the paper to the mold, and then cut out a basic pattern. Doesn't have to be exact, it just needed to be close enough so that we weren't doing all of this trimming after we put the carbon fiber on and while the epoxy is curing and all of that. So by rough cutting this, it allowed us to do like this to where it fits close enough and we weren't fighting with a huge piece of carbon fiber trying to get in place. So what we did is we put 2 layers of carbon fiber on here, and we're going to let it cure overnight. And tomorrow we will come in and continue on. The back section, so we need to make now 2 more of these patterns to do this side tomorrow. And then we'll do the back section. I actually made a pattern for the back section, and I know from making a fiberglass version of this car that those taillights just suck doing it. The license plate, that part that is now horizontal, sucks too because gravity keeps pulling it away. So what we're going to do is after we do this side and it cures sufficiently, we're going to turn this thing up on end and then do that back section. I'm thinking about cutting the carbon fiber into two pieces, one piece going from the end here up to a little over halfway past the tail lights. And then do the same thing, then do one from the top down. I haven't decided what to do about the license plate. I would probably do one that's kind of jagged. It would come across, let's say, maybe to the top of the taillights even, or something like that. And then the center section would actually come up to where it comes up and then comes forward right here. So it's gonna make an L right there. And that'll take care of that part. Might even come past that. The challenge is going around 90-degree corners, and that one's even more than 90 degrees. So that's a challenge because the carbon fiber doesn't want to bend around said corners. So I think I'll do that. Cut a piece that comes up, then over, then down, and over there. So that's easy because it's a rectangular piece. We actually made a pattern for it over there, and it was a solid piece, and I was going to do the whole thing. And so I had to cut X's where each of the taillights are. And even then, it didn't really want to form around the taillights. So that's when I thought, you know, why even mess with this? Why don't we just do half of it and half of it? The advantage is we're planning on painting this or coloring this after the fact. And so it doesn't matter. We don't have to match the pattern of, or the weave of the carbon fiber because it's going to be covered. And as I mentioned in my last video, we taped over the bumper extensions because we don't need those. So it will lay relatively flat. It's not going to be absolutely flat because I couldn't get the tape to go absolutely flat, but it's pretty close. So that's where we're at. That's really all I've got. I mean, this is time consuming to do. But we've pretty much got it down to a system, so it's not a big deal, but it does take a certain amount of time. It's 9 o'clock, actually 9:15. And so we voted whether to continue on and do this other side tonight, which would take a couple of hours, or nix it and do it tomorrow. So we decided to nix it and do it tomorrow. There are a couple of bugs flying around, but at this point, if they get into the epoxy, I don't care because it'll be on the back side where it won't show. We've done 2 layers. 2 layers is the bare minimum to get the stiffness that I want out of these parts. So I'm debating on whether to put in some kind of core material and then put a 3rd layer back here. I think that's what I'm going to do. At least I'm going to experiment with doing that. Because another 3rd layer would make it a little bit stiffer, but not a whole lot. So we'll see. All right, that's all I've honestly got this time. So like, subscribe, hit the alert, hit the thanks, share this thing. That helps a lot from what I'm hearing about the algorithms. And if you don't like what we're doing, you don't know Jack. Bye.